Hey everyone, welcome back to the next episode of Toy Story 2. In this episode, wow, we got everything there. 60. Now, I'll finish my introduction first. Hey guys, welcome back, this is Golden IDS, and this is Toy Story 2. Ah man, this game never gets old. Anyway, one thing I was going to mention is, for those of you who were around at the time, oh wow, a lot of save files here, around at the time of when this game first came out, there were quite a lot of, for those of you around at the time that this game actually came out, and kind of the way that the internet was at that period, you know, you had all these cheat websites which were pretty rubbish, and they always had fake cheats on. You don't get anywhere near as much now, but it was like, delete your Pokemon save and do this.
To save me. I couldn't call myself his friend if I weren't willing to do the same.
Just a little segment which kind of explains what's going to happen. I think you can all get it from that, and you've all seen the film. Whereas I think this one does tie it together with those cutscenes, but sadly I've got to skip them, which kind of defeats the complaint I had about Toy Story 3, but I still think this feels like more of a progression. So that's just me. Okay, so this one's a bit of an annoying level, because you have to stamp around, and it can be annoying to find them, and they're fucking annoying, invincible mower. So yeah, as I was saying about the old cheat sites, they would tell you to do things which would often destroy your game, and you know they still do that to a certain degree today, but it's nowhere near as bad because obviously there are much more corroborating sources, and there's a lot more freedom of kind of, I guess, speech or freedom of expression on a lot of different sites. Gosh, where is he, little blighter? Oh my goodness, am I missing a hole? Huh. Yeah, so there was one thing called the Woody's Toy Box. I'll get there eventually. And the whole point of Woody's Toy Box was that you got 100 coins and you got taken to this area. Yeah, absolute BS. There's no way in any level, and I've tried to get 100 coins, and I got 99 in one, but I could not find another. It's one of those rare kind of things, rare stories, which I'm almost tempted to do a Game Buster episode on, where you know. Well, this is an imaginary thing that I'm going to create where you explore myths in games and try and test them out from the old cheat things. I think one of the ones I'll do is the Pokemon thing, about how to get Mew before the Mew glitch was, you know, widely available. Anyway, that's the worst bit there because it can take such a long time. Now this AC race, RC race I'm not going to do now, because I'll come back to it a little bit later. In the same level, mind. Yeah, so you want to pick up this green laser mainly because it can get rid of this guy, who's a really, really annoying douche. Just kick him. That's always good. And get rid of these. There we go. I love the way that all the gardens are kind of interconnected. Some guy's got this in his back garden. He obviously doesn't have a wife because I don't know many women that would be happy with this in the background, in the back of their garden. It would totally ruin everything. I mean, really, this looks like it's a scrap. There's a friggin' washer in the back garden. I mean, what is this guy? I don't know. He seems like he's got kids because of how small the shirt is, and he's obsessed with Buzz Lightyear. Oh my god.
No time to lose.
We know exactly who that is. It's the guy from Arrested Development who wears cutoffs, and I've forgotten his name for this joke, so we're just going to ignore it. It's like I know his name as well. So yeah, it's kind of a bizarre series of clothes. I just want to take a look at the clothesline, just to kind of think about this. You've got jeans, you've got your cut-offs, Buzz Lightyear t-shirt, some socks, some bloomers, well, some frilly underwear, yeah, and just some regular socks. So this is clearly a family home. So by his washing, we've deduced that this is a family home, and that one of the father is Tobias Funke. So there we go. So we'll do this race now and get it over and done with. Now this race is very difficult to do without the speed boost you can see there in the package. You've got to stop a lot, because if you end up in that mud when he's coming at you, you won't be able to stop him and he'll go flying past you. The idea is to basically block him at every possible moment, which means you need to kind of predict where he's going, and getting hurt like that has basically just cost me the race. There is very little way that I'm going to catch up with him, because he's significantly faster than you. Gosh, that enemy, I really should have shot past him. Now you can just about get ahead of him here, But again, it's not going to be worthwhile. Pretty much, I can say that I've lost this race because he's far, far, far faster than you. And as you can see, he will make speed away. So we'll come back and do this in a couple of seconds when the race is reset. If you exit far enough from the race, it will reset the race. Now that's the first time I failed it in a long time. I need to obviously use my green laser a bit more. But as you can see, it's quite difficult if he gets ahead of you at any point. Apart from the bit where he skids at the end, there's always a bit where RC skids, then it's pretty much good night to the race sequence. Again, I like the fact that you can actually do it. They've given you a way of doing it, which means you can regulate your own difficulty in this game, which is great fun. And also it's a bit of a skip, because it is possible. Although he could have gone straight through you, but no, they programmed in the ability for him to kind of stop, which was quite cool. Oh my goodness. Ah yes. Even the X button just didn't work then. But yes, another problem with this game is grabbing hold of things. Like, all in all, the game's pretty damn fantastic. I can't really lie about that. I've had so much fun, I've spent so much time on this game, put so many hours into it. It is what I would call a great lot of fun. And I would recommend, if you're into kind of these games, like, for example, I think the closest comparison I can say is a Banjo-Kazooie style game. This kind of follows on nicely in the sense of it's very similar. You know, you've got certain coins which you collect in all the levels. It's a collectathon game, you know. Back from the late 90s, early 2000s, they don't make them anymore. There are very few collectathons in existence. Many of those being Mario now, which has turned into more of a collectathon than it used to be. Which reminds me, Mario 3D is so much fun. Oh my god, that game is amazing. I've been playing it with my friends. Obviously, the potential, as with any Mario game, for someone to be a huge dick is just immense. But that's kind of the fun with Mario. You know, the ability to force everyone like random characters at the beginning, because someone pressed start is just so infuriating. But again, it's kind of part of Mario really, and I like that because Mario itself is a bit of a game that's been a dick anyway. So the next bit, we're going to do something to a rubber duckling and get out of the way. Although this game, there's no reason why if you get hurt, there's no reason for sacrificing getting hurt over doing anything. Mainly because it doesn't matter. You're invincible. There is no way you can run through that amount of lives at all. Run through all the lives in the game. Like oh my god. Maybe my time's a little off. Maybe not. I keep getting my X doesn't go off as much. Give me an old DualShock 1 controller for this game anyway. And to be honest, give me an old PS1 game, to play this on anytime, and I'd be happy. Sometimes it's the classics that you want to play it on. Keep on playing. It's that decision. It's that split-second decision. Oh well. We'll get plenty of coins going up anyway. You really want to get them before you start going up the tree, because that is where Mr. Ham is. And, oh, come on. There we go. So let's try and do the race again. I realise that I'm a little bit, I guess behind is the word, with my current schedule. I might finish this level off, because we've only got the final boss, which is the kite boss. If you actually let him win, he will basically do the thing where he kind of spins around at you and he's basically turns into a massive knob. He just celebrates and there's nothing much you can do. So this is really why you want to get the green laser for this part. You want to stop him at every bit and destroy anything that's in the way that could potentially block you from blocking him, like this guy. There, he's gone. But you want to make sure there is absolutely nothing to stop that, because that is what the key thing is. Again, you want to kind of stop him in places like that, just as you're about to go over ramps and things, because otherwise he will overtake you when you're jumping over the sludge. And that's not something that's cool. Again, he will skid around there, and you've just got to keep an eye for where he comes behind you and move to block. It's very simple, I guess, racing techniques. Now, if he boosts... There we go. Now that was a silly mistake of mine and could have cost me the race. So this is an example of slow and steady wins the race. I thought I was not going to be able to block him there. I mean, I'd be getting pretty peed off, but then again, he's, you know, going straight into the back of you. There you go. Okay, so we're on the second one. This takes a lot longer doing it this way than using the boost boost, because with the boost boost you decimate him, which is kind of unfair because it's too easy. Okay, there we go. You can kind of at this point run it a bit more, but even so, oh god, that guy could present me a problem. Oh my god! Did they respawn? They do respawn. But they don't seem to be overly interested in me, which is nice. Now at this point, we've pretty much got him, because he will skid at the last area, meaning we can win and we can do a much, as I said, tighter circle round here. And that means we've now won. Now if you cut out any bit, it will notice and it will flag it up, and you will basically lose the race. Oh god, that was... I've never exited that fast, and my pulse just went through the roof thinking, have I quit? Because if you quit with Ham, think about all the work you've got to do again. Okay, so I've got 3 soldiers, which basically means I've got 4 soldiers. Where does the 5th soldier? Have I totally messed where the 5th soldier is up? No, he's up here. That's cool. He's in the tree. Go to Ham, and then you've got the awkward thing of jumping over and accidentally press. Oh my goodness. That's why I kind of stand still, so I know that nothing's going to go up or down. Now, you kind of want to save the green laser for the final area up here. There we go, so we can go back down and get those. Now, for those of you who are afraid of heights, I'm not really afraid. Okay, I'm kind of afraid of heights in some ways, but to be honest, I find just generally platforming like this just terrifying because, one, the amount of time it takes you to get back down again. There is a little rope which you saw earlier on that if you grab hold of will kind of go all the way down so you can climb up, but it's not that fast. In fact, if you did it in a speedrun, you'd be basically screwed. Now you have to double jump to get to there, and it's the fineness, the preciseness of that double jump, which terrifies me. And now we're on the final boss, who's basically very easy. There is no way you can lose to him. Getting pushed off maybe is something which can happen, but losing to him is pretty much impossible. He is one of the easiest bosses. You can pretty much just walk at him and not be in with an issue, and he's gone. The Zurg kite is a good bit of fun. Right, so want to get the Peace Planet token? And keep. Now we're just going to fall. Now there is actually something interesting here, and I'm not sure how you go about getting it. I'm just going to show it off because I don't know personally how to do it. There is a battery up there. Now I've never, ever been able to... Oh my god, you can! Oh my goodness. Okay, that's it. That is it. I have actually learned something completely new and very fun. That's brilliant. Oh, it's always fun when you learn something new about games like that. Dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum. This is so jazzy, so fun, such a fun game to play. And the invincible mower, seriously, what a health hazard. You don't just leave a mower going around like that. It's gonna, one of it mows over a baby or something, then people will get mad. Okay, well this is the final token for this area. So I'll see you in the next episode of Let's Play Toy Story 2. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
To infinity and beyond!